to educate some people as to what they think they're afraid of or fighting. So there are forces beyond human control. So life force. Life force may refer to spirit, vital essence in folklore belief, the vital principle or animating force within all living things, vitality, ability to live or exist. Vitalism, the belief in the existence of vital energy, esotericism, a concept in spirituality and alternative medicine. There are two women that one is mid-80, I do believe. The other one is early 70s. Back when the state of Michigan used to lock people up that they considered mentally incompetent. These two women have a bigger set of balls or bigger testicles than almost any male or masculine individual that I've ever met. And I mean this wholeheartedly because, see, back then when they were in there, God only knows, I mean, they were probably, well, I kind of know, but they were using electroshock therapy and all other sorts of stuff against these two individuals. But these two women are still alive, kicking and well, and their spirits are not broke, which I find really, really neat. So to reference that, there are, in one of my videos prior, there were two individuals that, thank God, I had the opportunity to sit down with at 3 West. One, the gentleman that had slit both his wrists, and this is not an encouragement for anyone to do it, far from. I discourage people doing this, but as Easter Sunday is tomorrow, which is, of course, he is risen. So the gentleman that slit both his wrists traveling the road, I was having lunch with at 3 West, and the woman that purposely went out of her way and bought enough heroin to kill herself, and also been pronounced dead. Well, I was eating lunch with them, thankfully, and what a neat experience to actually experience that. People that, have died, and there I am having lunch with them. Well, to keep in track with that, the last time that I was at 3 West, which was a few years ago, there was a woman, and I don't know how I was drawn to her. It's like my little radar was going off, but I'd already been there a week or so, and because I refused to just obey and comply, and they hate it there. Well, so this woman, she was there, and I intuitively knew that she had just been dead. Ask me how I know. Well, being me, I went over and I started speaking to her. And this woman had taken a whole prescription of Valium, I do believe it was, and kills herself. Purposely, ODs. Deader than a doorknob. Zero pulse. Wakes up she wakes up in the ER after having her stomach pumped, and was still alive and kicking. And I find that to be very neat, the fact that I was able to sit down and talk with her. But I knew I was there for a reason, and the reason was to be able to speak with that woman. And I do hope she's doing grand at this point. So, here's this. VARUN is a boy's name in Sanskrit origin, which means Lord of the Waters, or the ocean. It comes from the Sanskrit word Varuna, which also has this meaning. Varun is also a derivative of the name Varuna, which is the name of the Hindu deity of water, oceans, and the celestial realm. In Hinduism, Varuna is also associated with truth and justice. Varun has been used since ancient times and is popular in India and globally. People with the name Varun are often said to be calm, collected, and wise. They are also typically kind and compassionate and have a deep understanding of the world around them. VARUNs are often drawn to careers in the medical field, law, or religion. VARUN is similar to Neptune or Poseidon. So, how do I say this? I am going to keep encouraging, because I watch this show on Netflix, and I commend these youth, or well, not youth anymore, but were youth, for troubled teens, to keep on doing what they're doing, pushing against that industry, and continuing to push against that system. I certainly will encourage that, and for many reasons, more than one. I actually tip my hat to you for doing that, and having, the courage to be able to go and literally call your oppressors out for what they are, oppressors, people that oppress other people, because, predominantly of their own insecurities. And that's why the troubled teen industry is, it's hogwash. Now, I'm not going to say exactly where I was at when I was younger, but I was at a very similar program with levels similar to what they had at Pine Ridge or Oak Ridge or whatever that was, that has now been shut down. And these youth that are now adults are pursuing justice as they ought to be. Unfortunately, at one of the programs I was at, it's sad, but there's a gentleman named Carlos that the last I heard and seen on social media, he's dead, and I don't know why. On my mind, I probably have some guesses, and unfortunately, it's probably because he himself didn't lay some of those demons to rest, that he should have, which, that's on him. But again, there are some things that are changing, that are happening, and if people feel like, they need to go change their career because of it, it probably was not a job to begin with. It probably was not. So I hope that you all have a really good day. I really do. But, this contact tracing and mobile phone banking that, Big Gretch decided to participate in was pretty fucking stupid, if you did ask me. But it's one of those things. Respect my authority. And despite the fact that I did knock on a animal control door and told them to piss off and leave the community alone, somebody decided to take the initiative and say, you're going to respect my authority. And L532 made himself look like a little idiot because, I took my camera and put it in his face because he was on my property, not his. And so the fact that I ran him off, and also the other individual that was also trespassing there, because, it was DTE, URG, and a bunch of others. Just know that when you were trying to turn people's radios off or, attempting to save the state money because depopulation lets off the people that we consider welfare rats through corporate welfare, road pirates paid for by your tax dollars to steal your tax dollars. Government produces nothing. They can only steal from one and give to another. Somebody stole my device on camera and still pretended as if they didn't. So, just know you've got something attached to that, and you'll end up figuring out what it was and what it is. So, have a good day. and know that Mrs. Twitmer ran her 7 out of 7 campaigns and was finally, she was finally blown out of the water